Tonight's guest is an accomplished actor, good friend. In addition to his unforgettable portrayal of the dude in the 1998 Coen Brothers film, The Big Lebowski, he's also one of the founders of the End Hunger Network. Stars in the upcoming film Arlington Road, opening July. Please welcome good man, Jeff Bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff. There you go. What's up, Ben?
Thank you, man. Good to see you.
You're over now. Yeah. See?
Good to be here, man.
That's that solid, respectful laugh because you've been doing good work for so many years. You know, there's not much bullshit interlaced in that career. That pays off. People, you know, you can tell people really respect you. Now, listen, let me ask you this in all seriousness. If you had one of those Starman balls, would you cure everything with it? Hey, by the way, before we get started, I was just reading in Variety today that Roger Ebert's doing a film festival. Have you seen that?
No.
And you know what the film in it is? Tron. He's like a Tron freak.
Oh, I did hear that. That's amazing.
Well, when was Tron?
Gee,
like 85 or something?
Oh,
you
yeah,
remember that
at least.
That's the big kickoff film at the Ebert Film Festival.
Isn't that something? I
yeah,
can't believe that.
Film's so good it gets Roger in from the popcorn place.
Oh, my God.
Now listen, you're a good man. What is your what charity do you work? Tell us about the hunger thing, because you know you can tell jokes all night, but this is serious business.
Well, the End Hunger Network. Yeah, that's an organization that I was one of the founders of about 20 years ago, and we have actually we've changed our focus. It used to be about ending world hunger, but about 10 or 15 years ago, actually it's more than that. We changed our focus because there's such a problem with hunger right here in our country. You know, there's 35 million of us are hungry here. 14 million of them are children. And what makes it even more obscene is that in this time when we have this, you know, all this economic prosperity.
I know, the surplus.
It's incredible, isn't it, that we let our people go hungry, you know?
But you might have pointed out one of the problems here with charity. It is so overwhelming. When you started, you wanted to take on world hunger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get out of bed in the morning and you think about that, you crawl back into bed, you know, and watch The View. It's
well,
just
it's
so
pretty daunting. Right. Yeah, right.
So you notch it back to America, and it's still an amazingly daunting task. Is this not why some people don't even get off the snide about charity? They think, what can I really do? And can an individual do something?
Well, you can do a heck of a lot. I know one of my my heroes in the whole hunger movement was Bucky Fuller. I don't know if you...
Buckminster Fuller, sure.
Buckminster Fuller. And he
Bucky.
We go back. The operating manual for Spaceship Earth. I love that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And he came up with this this notion of trim tabbing, which is it describes the small rudder on the huge rudder of the oil tankers, and
that's called the trim tab.
And it's a trim tab. And he likened that to the power of the individual. And with these big tankers, it takes too much energy to turn this tremendous rudder, so it takes this little rudder to turn the big rudder, and then the big rudder turns the whole ship. And that's what he says, the power of the individual is like that we're all attached to many other individuals that makes each one of us very, very potent, you know, and we can do a lot to turn this thing around with world hunger. As a matter of fact, the End Hunger Network is now leading, along with other hunger organizations, a movement to end childhood hunger here in our country in the next 5 years, and we can do it. I mean, we have enough money, enough food, we know how to do it. It just it's about creating the political will to do it.
Why is there no political will? Why is it not a sexy subject, or what?
No,
why?
Well, like I was saying, about 20 years ago, there was no problem with hunger here, and then we made all these billion-dollar cuts in the food stamp and the child nutrition programs. And
now, to be fair, you're saying that was under Reagan, right? But to be fair, I don't see the guys jump in now and resolve it, right?
Clinton, I mean, he just signed this, $26 billion cut in food stamps with the welfare reform bill that he signed, you know, in '96. So, it's
well, with his really present troubles, he's trying to get rid of anything you have to lick. You know, it's just subliminally trying to get himself out of that. We've got a phone call for you. We've got line 7. We've got Jeanette from the Bronx, New York. Jeanette.
Hello, Dennis. How are you?
Hi, how you doing tonight, Jeanette? What's your question?
Okay, in New York City, panhandling on the train is illegal. Do you think it should be?
Well, I remember some of those panhandlers in New York on the train, and I wanted to help them, but they scared the living shit out of me, okay? I'm only a human being. I cannot focus in on every guy coming at me in that train, which scares the hell out of you to begin with. And, you know, I've got the urine air wick hanging from the light. And, you know, and at some point, don't you have to be able to do what you should do in your personal life? And then I think you almost have to reach a point where you cut off somewhere or you'll go mad, won't you? I mean, won't you get so down on yourself? You can't solve every ill.
Yeah, but things like, you know, hunger, that's not a problem for charity to really handle. You know, I mean, even you know, the charitable organizations are doing a brilliant job, and the people are doing great work. But there's no way that it can handle this problem. It's got to be a government problem. That's how you know, that's how all the other industrialized nations handle it. I mean, we rank last among all the industrialized nations as far as handling our poor. You know, it's something that, you know, you talked about what the individual can do. One thing that they can do is to inform themselves about the problem, and then try to, you know, create that political will to make these policy changes. The End Hunger Network has got a website, www.endhunger.com, where people can learn about the issue, and also send an email direct to their congressmen and their senators when these issues come up, to let them know that they really care about it.
Let me ask you this, though. Say we do everything we can. Doesn't just the, as Jeff Goldblum called it in Jurassic Park, chaos theory, doesn't the random mathematics of it dictate that, unfortunately, in a cruel world that can often be a jungle, some people just, it's never going to be complete, is it? It's never going to be the Garden of Eden. Everybody's not going to be taken care of. And I'm just saying, how do you get your head around that at the end of the day? If you do your best, some people still get shit-hammered by it. I mean, it's just, that's the amazing quandary to me.
But I think the thing is to, you know, do your best. You got to, you know, participate. And you're right. You know, it's kind of, I know, you know, sometimes the problem is so immense that you're afraid to open your heart a little bit. You know, you think, God, if I open my heart, I'm going to be inundated with, you know, oh, somebody, his heart's open. Ah, they, you know, leech you, and you say, yeah, get away. You know, the demand is too great. But you know, you have to be able to, when it gets too tough, to say, you know, that's too much for me. But I think one of the problems with the charity, I know, I kind of gone through this too. Sometimes you get that, you know, that guilt itch, and you say, well, I'll throw, you know, $10 here, and that kind of little scratch the itch. It relieves you a little bit, but it does nothing towards really ending the cause of the problem. It might, you know, help the symptom of it a little bit, but the cause, really, what it takes to fight it is real perseverance and commitment to kind of go, you know, to the end of the, you know, the end of it. And, you know, 5 years, we could end childhood hunger here in this country. It's something that we really got to focus on, I think.
And, you know, obviously that's the primal directive, but the ancillary benefit of that is it really makes your life enhanced if you help, doesn't it? I mean,
oh, absolutely.
It opens up. Anytime I've done some hard charity things in my life, and I've done some easy charities, and there's a definite corollary. When you do the harder ones, you know, you feel a little more legit, don't you? I walk around half the time thinking I'm like some flaky asshole who's, you know, just inhabiting the planet, and then you do something once when you think, you know, get off your back, you're a decent
you kind of become
cat.
a little bit bigger than you thought you were, you know, and it's a great way to express yourself in life, you know.
We got another phone call, line 2, John from Rockaway Beach, Missouri. Johnny, surf's up in the middle of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like the beach life in Mo.
Hey, what's the strangest charity you've heard of anyone leaving their money to?
The Rockaway, Missouri Beach Club. Line 9, we've got David from Centerville, Virginia.
Dennis,
Dave,
it's a real honor.
what's happening out there in Centerville?
Oh, not
Hey, are you
much.
located on the edge of the state?
What's that? Yeah. Dennis, I'm just wondering, why do a handful of billionaires with money to burn, cars to wreck, get all the great press, all the credit, while the real heroes of charity, the Red Cross, Salvation Army, those people in the trenches go basically unnoticed?
Well, at the end of the day, that's why you're doing charity, isn't it? Are you doing charity to get the headlines? Or are you doing charity to help the world? And listen, I don't belittle anybody who gives $1 billion anywhere. You're doing the right thing there. I mean, you can't just say, well, he's got it to give. That's crazy. It's $1 billion, for God's sake. I think you're looking at the wrong thing if you're keeping score about charity. You do what you can do, and other people do what they can. Now, your father, did he instill a lot of this? I know you think the word, you know.
Yeah, both of my parents really kind of were a great example. They got very involved with CARE, went over to Africa and did a lot of good work over there.
Now, before we split, give me the website number again so people can get in touch.
It's www.endhunger.com.
All right. My neighbor, a good man, Jeff Bridges, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. I'm going to do the news.